This works. Hello, hello. Yeah, there we go. Forgot to turn my audio on this morning. Thought I was organised, but anyway, there you go. Hey, good morning, team. Good to see you. Thanks, Jay. Got a few people in the house, so good morning, everybody. Brendan, up early and at it. Deb, good to see you. Evening, good morning. Kevin, all the way from Florida. Luke and David and Jay. Great to see you all on this morning, team. Fabulous. Thanks for joining. Another Wealth Coffee chat as we roll. Andrew, morning, mate. Yeah, there you go. Happy days. What's doing? What is going on? Well, let's do some intros. Jason Witten's my name. If you didn't already know, most of you know that. Each day we get together, have a little Wealth Coffee chat, folks. We try and put some fact into the fear that's going on out there. And today I want to talk about one of these things. And most of you know we've got a few menaces that cause fear and ignorance when it comes to understanding the property world in Australia. And the stuff is pretty interesting. That is for sure. Many people get influenced by this fear and ignorance portrayed by, the big four menaces. Number one menace we know. Tell me in the chat, well, who's the number one menace? We're going to talk about them today as well, but they're not the main problem today. Anyway, we're going to talk about them. Morning to Joanne. And we've got Facebook user behind the veil, whoever that is. And yes, Brendan, we will be back in the house. Andy is getting his mojo on when it comes to being a new dad. But we've got a few things coming for you. And folks, Andrew, you asked for it. You're going to get it. This Friday, folks, we're coming to you live from Melbourne for our relaunch of our Wealth, Wine and Wisdom. So make sure you join us. This Friday, we're kicking off again, Brendan. So there's a little heads up as we go. We're back this Friday. All right. Well, anyway, so we've got politicians. And a few other menaces are the government or the politicians, folks. So, but today I'm going to talk about one of these others. So let's get into it. What's going on out there in the world of investing in general? But, let's call it the fear and ignorance machine that participates, that elongates, that perpetuates. I don't know. Any other words that, how many words can we come up with? Elongates, perpetuates, investigates. Anyway, is that, you do that with your kids? Anyway, Jason, concentrate, get on with it. Who are the four? Sam calls these the four horsemen. I don't know what, maybe the four horsemen's a negative thing, but hey, these are the four menaces that often create mayhem and mistrust or misunderstanding or fear and ignorance when it comes to investing. And who are they? Folks, put it in the chat. Who do you think they are? First one starts with M. The second one starts with B. The third one is E. And the fourth one is P. Now, we've all said it already. The politicians, the government, the politicians. Anyway, I think that's how you spell politicians. Morning to you, Aaron and Allison and Mick. We've got the politicians in here, the pollies, causing problems, causing grief, governments. But who are they? Everyone should know this first one. Who's the M? Who's the big purveyor? Who's the drama stirrer of the world of misinformation, misunderstanding, fear and ignorance? Well, let's just put it in there for lack of an answer in the chat. Get it going. Timo, there it is. Boom, it's come through. Grant, Joanne, David, nailed it. Media. The media ham it up, don't they? They get on the bandwagon and they make things pretty interesting. All right, who's next? Who are the next mob that, causes some grief? Well, it's the banks, folks. The banks. And I'm going to talk about the banks today. These are the ones that be for the bankers, banker wankers, David, yep. And the E, the economists. Economists. Anyway, there we go. So we give our, unconsciously or consciously, we give kind of power or credence to these four groups of people reporting information to us. But folks, tell me, what drives these people? What drives these industries? All right. What is the media trying to achieve, folks? What's the media trying to achieve? And I want you to have a think about this as we go along. What are they trying to achieve? Media is trying to achieve, they're trying to get attention, right? Attention. They're trying to get attention equals your eyeballs, eyes looking at their stuff. It's clickbait. Exactly, Grant. Clickbait. Now, they're not rewarded, unfortunately, in this era. They're not rewarded by being factual, they sell advertising, they sell ads, that's what's driving the media. So when you see information from any news outlet anywhere, they're not driven as their primary drive to go to you, this is accurate, this is emotionless, this is presenting some information we know, in, a sensible way, are they? Well, no, they're not driven by that. All right, tell me, what are the banks driven by, folks? What are they driven by? All right, and, I'm just going to put it there. They're driven by profits. That's all. That's it. They don't care. They don't give a rat's ass about you in any way, shape, or form. They're driven by income. They're driven by profits. That's the way it is, and you're not going to change any of these people in this world, et cetera, et cetera. What is the economist driven by, folks? Tell me, what is the economist driven by? How do they want to be seen? What do they do? They want to be seen as smart and clever, right? And intellectual, right? Smart, clever, intellectual. They say and do all of these things. They come up with all these graphs and stats and bits and pieces. Ego. Yep, dead right. Often ego. I think we could put ego at the middle of this for everyone, couldn't we, Grant? They're all driven by Luke. And then, okay, what are the pollies driven by? What are the politicians driven by, folks? Yeah, they don't have to be correct. You're dead right, Alison. They just have to look smart, and blah, 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 blah. You get one guy like Harry Dent who accidentally gets one thing right, and he's literally been talking about the same thing that he got right 30 years ago, and he hasn't got one right since. Anyway, interesting. Here's what I do know about real estate. You guys know this. If you want to know about real estate, go outside on the weekend and go to an open home. Go and try and rent something. Be a pretend renter or be a pretend buyer and have a look what's for sale or for rent. That's what you'll know. Yeah, Harry who? Harry Tosser Dent. Anyway, and the politicians, they're driven by votes. They just want to get voted in. Votes. And they want to be popular. And they don't want to make hard decisions. And if they do, they want to blame someone else, et cetera, et cetera. All right. We've set it up this morning, our conversation. These are the four menaces. The number one menace is the pollies. They are the number one menace when it comes to eroding your wealth if you get caught up in their stupidity, which then the media fuels, the banks get behind, and the economists say, I think I told you so, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, what's going on today? Here's what I want to talk about today, so listen up, folks. Here's one of those things. NAB, National Bank. This was an article came out in a supposedly a shout out to Timmy Boyle. Tim, you're a legend. Tim does some great briefings. Tim Boyle on finance and stuff like that. So this one's from Timmy. NAB, more rate rises as investors fear recession. Fear recession. More rate rises coming. Anyway, National Bank has lifted their expectation. Blah, 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 blah. They would not rule out. Well, you wouldn't rule it out, would you? Because never is pretty gnarly. We all see this going to NAB. Now, my question to you, folks. My question to you. Awesome, Luke. Excellent. Get your rents up, folks, before the police start messing with that. My question to you is this. What's going on here? And let's dive beneath. This is part of our training. This is part of our psychology as an investor. All right, what's going on here? Let me go and have a look at NAB. Why are they saying these things? They're saying these things, but what are they actually doing? What are they doing in the world of finance? Well, let's take a look at this. After this article, or around the same time, here's what happened. All right, and stick with me. This might be a little bit detailed, but I want you to sort of understand it. Click your brains into gear here, folks. This is the variable rate. The variable rate. They increased the variable rate by putting up 0.25, right? Okay, they increased it on the 12th of May, okay, just of recent times. So if they think that the interest rates are going to go up more, right? If they think the interest rates are going to go up more, how do they short-term profit from that? Short-term profit from that? Well, what they do is they put up the variable rate, right? But can you all see what's just happened here, folks? What is the most popular fixed rate out there? Popular fixed rate. Popular fixed rate. Okay. Have a look at this. The 3-year fixed rate, they dropped. They dropped, folks. They dropped. 3-year fixed rate. The most popular fixed rate. They dropped it. 0.55. Now, my question to you is why? You reckon they're doing everyone a favor? You reckon they're going, oh, we're going to look after the average Aussie? Why did they drop the fixed rate? Tell me. Put 2 and 2 together here, folks. Put it in the chat if you got it. Why would the banks say and participate in the fear-mongering of interest rates going up? Oh, we think they're going to go up 2 more times. And we think there's a recession coming. And we wouldn't be surprised if it didn't stop until 2025, right? So, consciously or unconsciously, on purpose or not, whatever conspiracy theory, yeah, you want to lock in. You want to go on. Okay. Out there in the market, people think the interest rates are going to go up. What do they go and do? They go and lock in interest rates. They go, oh, 3 years fixed. 3 years fixed. Yep, selling fear, right? Any of these fixed rates, right? Any of these fixed rates, okay? But the 3-year fixed is the most popular, so they're selling that one. All right, and what's going to happen? What are they going to do? The variable rate at 5.69 in 3 years' time, here's the drill. Let's find somewhere. Yeah, and here's the go. Look at this. You know, the pricing in May, variable rate up and fixed rates down, okay? Down, 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 down. What are they doing? Well, if the rate is up here, wherever it is, this one here, if it's here, and what happens, folks, if the variable rate drops from 5.6 to, let's call it 5. Let's call it 5%. Let's say the variable rate drops over the next 24 months to 5%. What happens? Well, the banks, they make profit. They make dollars, right? That's what happens. And so right now, this is what's going on. They didn't come down the last shower, folks. They didn't book, record profits because, they don't know what they're doing. They know right now they can sell the unsuspecting person into a product. Dead right, Alison, dead right. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong and I'm not saying it's right to lock it in or not lock it in. All I'm saying in today's conversation is look behind what the conversation is happening. Look behind what they're saying and go and have a look at what they're doing, right? And why is that important? Because, and buy some bank shares, you're dead right. Because, folks, right? Because what they're doing means something, that means something more important than what they're saying. The action for me says, and I'd go and find other information to corroborate my thought here, the action is the banks believe that the interest rates are going to go down over the next 18 months to 2 years because they're dropping the 3-year fixed rate. That's their belief. That's what they're backing, right? That's what they're backing. That is their business maneuver, okay? That's what is going on. But listen, I showed this one yesterday. The average rent payment and the average loan payment is up. That's still going to play out, I believe, into the future. But what's going on, I think, for all of us, that's going to continue to have pressure. Our rents are going to go up, etc. I might leave that one there. I had a few other slides, but I might just let that one hang. Our monthly volume of total advertised dwellings significantly down. Total volume. This is what I love, right? So in April, in the last 10 years, how many new people? So this is the stuff it doesn't get put in perspective. What was the population in 2013, folks? 2013, I think it was like 20 million. What's the population now? 25 million. It could even be 26 million. So in the same period of time, we've had listings go down, and you go, oh, it's not that far down, really. We're okay. What we're not putting in perspective is how many extra people we got in the country, folks. Anyway, there you go. It's interesting. I think I'm done. Earth Coffee Chat's over and out, folks. That's it. I'll do installment 2 of this tomorrow. I'll leave that hanging right there. Hopefully that made sense this morning. The takeaway, folks, hopefully the takeaway is if you see something, if you see the media or the politicians or the banks or the economists saying something, don't just take it on face value and react to it. Look behind the veil. Look at what they're actually doing and see if it's opposite to what they're saying. Often it is, right? Anyway, there you go. Hopefully that made sense. That's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done today, folks. Over and out from me. You guys be awesome and well. Join me tomorrow for another one. As always, thanks for joining. Remember, this thing's a marathon, not a sprint. It's going to take time. To get where you want to go, folks. So make sure you lock in there for the journey. Don't get waylaid by, some of these drama makers out there in the market. Keep your eye on the prize, folks. All right, that's it from me. Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.